Now from a field that will host Super Bowl 58 come February, there's a good look inside Allegiant Stadium just off the 15 here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Tonight, Week 15 begins with a great Thursday night matchup as it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. And off we go from Las Vegas. And this will not be returned to start the game. The new rule here in effect. Fair catch will bring this out to the 25-yard line. On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down. But you talk about the defense for these Chargers. Against the pass, they've had some issues. Ranked number 23 in the NFL right now.
And when you're getting ready to face the number 1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Watson. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, here's Watson. Over the middle, complete. It's Myers. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's a play that may get lost in the grand scheme of things, but one thing's for sure. You certainly don't want to go 3 and out to start the game. So that's a nice job of finding the right play call and coming up with a first down.
Now here's the first carry for Amir Abdullah. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The Raiders at 2-11 now on the year. And they come into this one knowing it's been a while since they've had a W. They have dropped 4 in a row.
Let me tell you, when you go a month, partner, in this league, without a victory, it gets tough to come to work every day. And in addition, you start to wonder about your job security as well.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And that will be incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit into football.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 18. Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this intercepted on the first play of the game. Picked off by Trayvon Merritt. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he says, we were walking off the field, I want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get it.
And Abdullah lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other his side has got it. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. I looked over to both sidelines. A lot of scrambling to find the helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, I mean, you know both sides are screaming sudden change. Because when sudden change happens, that's a defensive call to get back out on the field. There's been a fumble, so an interception, some type of a turnover. You've got to get back out there and play. These guys just want to get to the bench and gather themselves and regroup a little bit. Let's see if these offenses can settle in and start taking care of the ball a little bit better.
So first and goal from the 9-yard line. Back to throw here, Herbert. Eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it, incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Justin Herbert looking to throw on second down. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Gerald Everett, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are on the board first here in Vegas. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that makes the score 7-0. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Amir Abdullah going to take it out of the end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together. They've got a chance of coming out with a W.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. But you talk about the defense for these Chargers. They were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Now it's Watson. And that is incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Pulled in at the 24. It'll be a 41-yard punt, given 5 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And listen, these Thursday night games, they're tough on the body. You just played on Sunday, 72 hours later. Hey, it's game day again, but I have to think a Thursday night game in September much more preferable than a Thursday nighter in December, no?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You mentioned how tough it is on the body. How about the mind? You're already tired, fatigued, right? Trying to battle for playoff spots. And here you have the quick turnaround. Now, the flip side is, if you take care of business, win that Thursday nighter, you go into a mini open week. Gives you a few extra days to heal up the body and the mind before you play your next game.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Herbert now. He will find Davis on the left side, complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think
nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by David Long. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, trying to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
Down to about the 37. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37. Again, it's Abdullah. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. He's already put it on the ground once in this first half. There, no gain, just struggling to get going.
Yeah, and what he needs right now, a dose of confidence, which means his guys have to chop a hole, a big one for him, give him a chance to run a little bit, and gain some of that confidence back. He didn't get it on that carry.
Second quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with a football here, as they've got it with a third down coming up. Back to throw, Watson. This is screen to Abdullah. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for a Las Vegas first down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
On first down, Abdullah. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. But give up the gun to Abdullah. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do, in this league, as soon as you hit 30, they're looking to let you go if you're a running back. Sometimes there's a little tread left on the tires.
They'll try to run it in with Abdullah. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. A shotgun snap for Watson. And it's caught. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Let's go! This is the one, boys. Here we go.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. They run. Abdullah. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Daniel Carlson set for the Raider field goal. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Carlson able to put this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's another first down as this time they get an even 20.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 32-yard line. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And his throw here's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Herbert. Working the middle here. That's complete to Everett, the tight end. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Here's Herbert. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to sack back at the 16-yard line. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Back-to-back great plays defensively, get the sack on 1st and goal. A great job in coverage there. All of a sudden, they're looking at 3rd and goal from further back than when they started.
And really good play callers look ahead and down in distance sequence. Now he's got to backtrack a little bit and go maybe off his play sheet to try and dial something up here.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Chargers. Quentin Johnston, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Chargers are able to stretch out their lead. Dicker now to tack on the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Fair catch going to be taken, and this will be moved out to the 25. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, Just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the 50, it's Watson. A short throw, and it's hauled in by Mayer. Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Watson trying to get his guys moving. The 2nd down run for Abdullah. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 3rd and 2, Watson. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. The kick by Carlson is good. Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept away, and boom, over the crossbar.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. And he'll elect not to run with it. The fair catch will move this out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
On 2nd down, here's Herbert. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
And now at this point in the first half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a first down.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. Uncorks one for Davis. On Herbert, his 3rd interception. And the Raiders are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, Charles, you're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Looking deep in the direction of Abdullah. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
The offense schemed going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. They'll roll him out right. That is incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Watson. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the 3rd quarter. Isabella now from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. The Charger drive about to get going. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this 3rd quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And Eckler will not get there. Great defense at the point of attack, going to stop him short of the first down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Taken in at the 22. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points. His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. To throw is Watson. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. But when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. 25 yards that time. Eckler will take this this into the end zone for a Charger touchdown. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was, and when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Here's Abdullah from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now Watson. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A Raider first down, 17 yards.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there. Now the ball comes loose and picked up by the Chargers. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Now Herbert following the turnover. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
And they approach this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ending up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays. Oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Rolling to his right. Complete. It's Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
I think they tried to fool him on that one. You know, being able to throw the ball to the fullback position. No one was fooled on that play.
No, lost yardage. You think they should yank that one from the playbook, at least for the time being?
I think what you do is you take it out and you evaluate it next week in practice.
Let's show them what we made on offense. Yeah. Offense. Keep it up. No mistakes out there, all right. 36. This defense is asleep. 54.
Watson just beating the play clock. Now he'll take a shot for Peoples-Jones. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Well, when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Here's Watson. Shakes off the sag. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. And that'll be marked down as their first sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week. And this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back. And they did a great job in the first half. But now they've gotten their first sack here in the second half. Look out. They'll try to increase the pressure.
Good coverage there holds them to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Give them 12 yards there. The Chargers have a first down.
First down, Los Angeles.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Max Crosby make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's Charger football, and they've got the lead as well as we begin the fourth quarter. The offense on third down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
This could be the turning point.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a two-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hopefully they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now it's Watson. It's complete. Abdullah. And he is stopped just short on 3rd down. Got 9 yards, but needed 10. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football and be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Quentin Johnston, the intended receiver on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Herbert. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. And the Chargers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. It's Eckler again. And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Austin Eckler, his 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Chargers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. This one now, Charles, you'd have to think all but over.
I would agree with that because this offensive line, they've been physical from the first snap of the game, and it's taken a toll on this defense, and it was never more evident than on that play right there. They continue to move the line of scrimmage forward, and they open up enough space there to get their guy into the end zone.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Great effort by Derwin James on the stop.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Watson now to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Throwing the slant, and he finds Mayer. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
A nice chunk play from the tight end position, and it illustrates the cohesiveness that he and his quarterback have. Both saw the extra defender doubling him up, and they still combined for the completion and big gain.
Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Raiders 1st down. So quite a call there. They go on 4th and inches and wind up getting 5 yards. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down. Trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted. And they did.
Up the middle. Abdullah. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. From the gun, here's Watson. Poor decision there, and it's going to be intercepted. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Meanwhile, Herbert's this throw taken in by Johnston. That one good for 13 and a Charger 1st.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Go.
They're going to pass here with Herbert. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. That time trying to find Gerald Everett, and that'll make it 3rd down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Quentin Johnston, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Chargers extend this 4th quarter lead, and they are getting closer and closer to win number 11. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Here's Abdullah from his end zone. Fighting his way through contact. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. As this one moves towards its conclusion, another incomplete pass there. Thoughts on the secondary? I mean, it seemed to be pretty effective in this one.
Yeah, I thought that they've been absolutely outstanding. I mean, their job is to prevent touchdowns, and not a single touchdown is going on the board against them. Of course, they want to make it a total shutout, but hey, if you don't give up touchdowns, you got a heck of a chance to win.
Now they got to get to the line quickly. On 1st and 10, Watson. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Watson's throw into the hands of Peoples-Jones. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going. Watson's throw pulled in by Renfro.
And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. Well, this was a really nice display, Charles, of complimentary football, especially how much they were humming in the second half to pull away and get the victory. Really a complete performance.
And so much fun when you're able to have everyone contribute both sides of the ball. You go back in the locker room and you just savor it, right? Because that's what football's all about. A true team game, and they got it done in this one.
So for the Chargers, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, the season is really